Our training camp is
You
on
was
camp.
undefeated when you started with your daddy.
I started with you, didn't I?
No, you was training him.
I started who? I started with
I was training when Roger was down here.
You can't train nobody when you're locked up. You can't train nobody when you're locked up.
Everything about what this man said.
This is my trainer right here.
What his daddy didn't do.
This is my trainer right here.
Guess what?
This is my trainer right here.
Y'all gonna see about him.
I don't get
Y'all
mad.
gonna see.
Hey,
ain't nobody mad at you.
Jealousy don't get you nowhere.
What jealousy?
Jealousy don't get you nowhere.
Who is
This the best trainer right here. Hands down, the best trainer right here.
Who gives a care about who's the best trainer?
You just said you were the best. So
I am the best.
No, you're not.
If you feel he's the best,
you're not even close to him. Not even close.
Oh Lord,
you're not even close. Not even close. Tell me what champ you got right now. Tell me what champ you got right now.
Okay, let me tell you this.
Okay, you don't got none.
Okay, guess what? Let me tell you this right here.
Don't no fighter want to be with you.
Let me tell you
something. De La Hoya left you. De La Hoya don't want to be with you.
Then leave me. I left De La Hoya. You crazy?
De La Hoya don't want to be with you.
I left De La Hoya.
Hatton don't want to be with you. Don't no fighter want to be with you. When you got De La Hoya, he was champion. When you got to us, we was already 15 or 14 fights to the good before we was finna fight for the title.
Don't worry about it.
No fight.
I'm the one.
Roger's the one. Roger's my trainer. Roger made.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Roger ain't made you.
Roger made.
Boy, you was right here when I was training you.
This is my trainer right here.
Ain't nothing wrong with you being Roger.
Roger's my trainer.
We don't
want nobody in the way interfering while we working.
It don't make no difference.
We don't want nobody in the way while we working. Stop
interfering. Working.
Get out of our way.
Get out your way.
You in our way. This our gym.
Where your girl at?
This our gym. Get out of our way.
This gym, man. Everybody give about this gym. Are you crazy?
Why you here?
Nobody
want you to come in. You don't gotta come here.
I ain't got.
Nobody asked you to come in.
It ain't no problem.
Nobody asked you to come here.
Ain't no problem.
Nobody asked you to come here.
Ain't nobody gonna come here. What you talking about? Hey, you better hold it. Hey,
nobody better grab me. Nobody better do to me.
And you ain't finna do nothing. And you ain't finna do nothing.
And you ain't gonna do to me.
And you ain't finna do nothing
to me.
You put the hands on me. You better not with me, but come on. Hey, this fun.
Welcome to the field of fatherhood. I'm laughing, but the shit ain't funny. My name is Kevin with FatherFigureOnline.com. And right here you have Floyd Mayweather. First of all, let me say this. If you know me, you know that my favorite sport is boxing, and my favorite athlete is Floyd Mayweather Jr. So in this clip, you've got Floyd Mayweather Jr. arguing with Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Roger Mayweather, who is Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s uncle, Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s brother, is the guy sitting beside Floyd that he's saying, "This is my trainer." Now, initially when this clip dropped a few years back, a lot of the rhetoric and feedback and news outlets and media was basically, how can this man, Floyd Mayweather Jr., be this disrespectful to his father? And I feel like at that time, I kind of agreed, just because it was a very disruptive moment at the time for the boxing documentary that used to come on before fights on HBO. It was just a wild moment, and the initial rhetoric was that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was being very disrespectful. But looking back at it now, what I want you to take from this, I want you to, if you pay attention to what Floyd Mayweather Jr. is saying to his father and how he's saying it and the things that he's referencing, what I see now is really a hurt little boy. And I don't mean that to be funny, but you know, there's stories of Floyd Mayweather Sr. Using toddler Floyd Mayweather Jr. as a shield during a shootout while he was a child. You also hear Floyd Mayweather mention, you can't train anyone while you're locked up. So when you break down him saying that at the moment that he said it, it was basically him telling him how hurt he was that his father was in jail while he was starting his boxing career and going pro and things of that nature. So it's really a moment, like if you were able to freeze frame that clip, it's really a teenage Floyd Mayweather telling his dad how hurt he was by the fact that he went to jail. You know, the whole comparison to Roger, oh, this is my trainer right here, he's better than you'll ever be. Well, just to give you a little backstory, so Floyd Mayweather Sr. is the big brother. Roger Mayweather is the little brother who also went into boxing, but they all started boxing because of Floyd Mayweather Sr. So when you see the confusion on Sr.'s face about, like, I mean, of course Roger's great, Why are you making it like somehow he's great and I'm not, or that there's some type of competition there? Because he truly doesn't understand, he being the father, that your son is dealing with trauma from his childhood that you had a lot to do with. And this is what unresolved trauma looks like. You understand? I say all the time that you become who you are as a child. And that's child from, toddler age up through the teenage years. You're becoming who you are. And the trauma that you deal with, specifically that has to do with your parents and your father, because this is a channel about fatherhood, it's something that if you don't get the right help, if you don't deal with that trauma and learn how to manage it through talking to a licensed professional, what happens is these moments like this. And what also happens is, sometimes you act out that trauma. You never know how it's going to come out. But sometimes you punch a hole in the wall in front of your child, who now deals with that trauma because you guys may not talk about that. And then, the cycle continues. And that's never a good thing. Trauma that happens to us as children because of our parents. And as parents, if you know that there has been, traumatic events or something that could be a traumatic event, because a lot of times you simply don't know. You don't know that that child was outside the door when you were screaming at the top of your lungs and arguing with your significant other. You don't know what that did to them. So a lot of times it's just a matter of being unaware. Are you making the right decisions with your son or daughter? Are you ensuring that they don't experience traumatic events that go unresolved and that you don't talk about? Do you need help managing some type of traumatic situation that, would overall benefit your children in the future? If so, click the link in the bio. If you're on YouTube, click the link in the box. Set up a one-on-one coaching session with me or one of the licensed professional fathers on my team. We would be absolutely ecstatic to help you stay or become the elite father that you want to be. I'm off the field.